So a warm welcome once again. And Hurriye, first of all, thank you to everybody who's here, Mary Rose and Michelle and Merve and also Christina. And thank you, Hurriye, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sabine. Really, it is a great pleasure. And I'm saying I would like to start with a welcome to everybody on the 8th of March, and we are gathering together, and it is amazing. So welcome to the Female Teacher event, and it's a roundtable with the international female founders. We will try to learn their journey, actually. And I am Huriye Toker. I am the director of Yaşar University Research Center, Women Research Center. We will have Sabine Prosnek, University of Applied Science, Johanneum from Austria. And we will have participants in our meeting. We will have Michelle Yelu-Beham, and the company is Target Language Communications from Austria. And we will have Christina Košet-Hudrop, Trio Pro company from Slovenia, and also Nazire Merve Akbaş. It's a long company name, Artificial Intelligence-Based Decision Support System for Green Hydrogen Production from Turkey. And the last but not least, we have Mary Rose Frantica, Skills Zone Malta. So it's an international meeting. Actually, we will discuss with the international female founders and the aspects and the difficulties and what they have in this journey, why they decided. And of course, I'll have some questions. But first, I would like to just add a few more lines about the International Women's Day. Why we are here, because we deliberately choose that day, because this is an International Women's Day. It's a global celebration plus awareness day for the whole world, actually. Why? Because more than 120 actually female workers, they died in a fire in a textile factory in New York in March 1857, so more than 150 years ago. Then in 1910 in Denmark, in Socialist Women Conference, they accepted that day as a celebration and awareness raising day. Thank God, after that, in 1975, United Nations General Assembly, they accepted that day and as an internationally, and they started to celebrate worldwide. Against it has been the day of awareness and remembrance against the discriminatory policies against women in every corner of the world. And then today we will, of course, discuss about women entrepreneurs. When I look at the Women's Entrepreneur Report, this is the latest one in 2020 and 21 report, they said that in spite of the crisis, we are just facing COVID-19 crisis and then related with the economic crisis. In spite of this crisis, according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, they found that globally, 30% of women entrepreneurs, which they participated to the survey, they expected to hire 6 or more employees in the next 5 years. But when we compare it with the 2019 survey results, it is just 18%, 7 women just declared that they will accept more employees. So in spite of this economic conditions, women entrepreneurship is just bringing hope. And they are ready to face with the crisis, and they are ready to change the crisis, if you ask me. And thank you for coming and for your all contributions. And actually, I would like to give floor to the Sabine because she gathered all of us around this table. It's a virtual table, and I want her to just explain a little bit about KAIT network and what is the all success behind it. Thank you, Sabine.
No, thank you, Hurriye. No, just very short because it's your floor, really. But KAIT Network is a Kapfenberg Accelerator for IT. This used to be an EU project, and it was first of all a virtual founder center here at our University of Applied Sciences. And now it's we transferred it during the Corona crisis when everything was closed down. We did the work to make it to a real business center here in our university. And now it's finished, and we already have the first founders who are actually sitting here, which is fantastic, I think. And now we also want to put we want to keep actually the strong international focus, because it was an EU project. And that's why we have such a huge international cooperation partnership here at this KAIT. And we really want to enforce that also in the future with common projects, common events, and common things that are going on, discussion rounds, whatever comes to our mind. And everybody is really invited. It's not me, so it's all of us. And that's what the idea is behind that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sabine. Now, actually, I want to hear a little bit more about our female entrepreneurs. The day is yours. And can Michelle start, and then Christina and Merve and Mary Rose? Can you just define your company and your journey with a few words? Is it possible?
I would be happy to start. Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Galuli-Behem from Target Language Communication. So I am located here in Austria in Frohnleiten. It's about 40 minutes from Kapfenberg, so from the event today. And I wish I could be there in presence or face to face, but in fact, as you can hear, I'm just a bit sick. So yes, I'm so pleased to be a part of this virtually. Target Language Communication stands for meaningful communication and connection worldwide. So I am self-employed, and it is just me in my company, and I offer coaching and English language training, most specifically for business professionals. So I'm offering negotiation training, presentation training, focus on business small talk, basically to get my clients from giving a presentation to the business dinner, to the coffee breaks, and so that they can express themselves authentically and feel comfortable in their own skin while speaking English. So my first language is English. I'm originally from the United States, and I've now lived in Austria for 4 years. And I know how it feels to be speaking a different language regularly in daily life. And I would love to offer people support as they're speaking English in the business communication that they have. So thank you for letting me be a part of this today.
Thank you, Michelle. It is really interesting to hear that, because it's getting more international and we need more help in that, actually in that field. Thank you very much. And now, Christina Kochet-Hudrop, could you please just tell about your company and yourself as well?
Yeah, I'm coming from Slovenia, from consulting company Tico Pro. We are EU founding specialist. We are a consulting company, and we help companies and research organizations to, I would like to say, to transform their innovative project idea to real life stories. I started company 11 years ago after I finished my study. We 7 years ago, we also opened company in Croatia, and last 2 years we grow our business in Austrian market. We work with ACIP, Teograds, Bitpharma, Rush Engineering, and I can say at this moment we have more than 1,000 approved projects, and our clients get in the last 11 years more than 150 million euros. We have 25 experts for EU funds, and this moment, and it is 90% of our team are female. So we are female power company.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear that, Christina. You are giving just hope to us, all of us. And thank you very much. Let's move to the Merve. Actually, Merve is the Turkish and the youngest participant in our meeting. Please, Merve, tell us.
Hello everyone. Greetings from Turkey to all. And I thank you for your great entrance also. And I am Nazira Marbakbash. I am an entrepreneur and a co-founder at Cyclism. Also, I am a student at Master of Degree on Chemical Engineering. And then I am a project researching assistant on British Council and Turkish Research and Technology Council. As my aim states, I will quickly mention you the cyclism. Cyclism is artificial intelligence-based decision support system in order to produce clean green hydrogen. And the idea was coming from a simple ideathon actually. Me and my colleagues just focused on one missing problem on hydrogen sector, and so we developed an algorithm, and this algorithm helps you to determine the best choice of the green hydrogen production depending upon your location or the desired capacity or the maybe feedstock available, etc. So that the actually per amount of dollar or the cost of the hydrogen could be decreased, and so that we can be an incubator for the transition to clean or green technology. Um, and also, I thank you for your invitation also.
Thank you, Merve. It is amazing, and you're at the same time you're entrepreneur and working for the climate issues as well. So it is double plus for us, all of us. Thank you. And for the our last participant, Marie Rose Francica. Welcome. Floor is yours, Marie Rose.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation, Sabine. Very happy to be here. I am Maria Rose Francica from Malta, and I am the director of Skill Zone. Skill Zone is a hub for training. I have been managing EU projects for the last 20 years, but the company is quite new. The company started in 2020, and since then we've had 15 EU funded projects, so we're very happy for the first year. And I think they always say that a woman cannot have it all, but I think I'm managing to combine my passion with my work, because my passion is women issues. I am the executive coordinator for the Foundation for Women Entrepreneurs in Malta since 2003, since its inception. For the last 10, 12 years, I've been the General Secretary for the Malta Women's Lobby, and I am also an executive member of the Empower platform. These are all umbrella organizations where we help women in different sectors. So that's how the idea of my company came up, because we realized that women to start their own business find that they have lack of self-confidence to start. And the second barrier is finance. So we are trying to get these projects funded so we can give training for free. So like that, we can give these women, especially startups, free training, especially in soft skills, digital marketing, and those type of things. Very, very happy to have met you all. I mean, I think we have a lot of common things that we can work together, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much, Marie Rose. Actually, I would like to start with the asking you the cultural climate, business climate in your country when you just decide to create your company. What was the cultural climate? Do you have some difficulties? I'm sure you have, and rewards. When you, could you please just describe it? Is it possible? We can just start with the Michelle, if she wants.
I would be happy to share briefly. I must say that I'm surrounded by women entrepreneurs, so I have the feeling that just about every woman is an entrepreneur. I know this is not the truth or not the case, but I'm very lucky to be surrounded by women entrepreneurs in different women in business groups that I'm a part of. And I can say that this is something I find to be absolutely important, is to find other women to exchange ideas with. As far as difficulties go here in Austria, I know that a very common topic is the topic of childcare, specifically for women entrepreneurs. and the Frau in der Wirtschaft, or Women in Business organization organized by the Chamber of Commerce, has been working very hard to promote childcare for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, and they've had some great success in organizing financing for childcare. I don't have children, so I don't know 100% firsthand how this is, but I know that this is a topic that has come up over the past years and is being worked on. And as far as advantages or rewards as being a female in business, I would say it's amazing getting to live out my work life and my private life with this flexibility between the two of them. So it's not really one or the other, black or white, but it's kind of this flow, ebb and flow between the two. And what else did I want to say regarding this? Yeah, that there's a huge startup scene in Graz, and then also in Vienna, and probably in other cities here in Austria. And so this has been very supportive. I would love to hear from each of you how it is, as far as the scene is in your countries.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
Let's move to the Slovenia.
Thank you. Yeah, I can say that the business, like the business climate in Slovenia, is really good. When I start like 11 years ago, it was maybe like when a student start with the company, it was really like a free, because I didn't pay any taxes, almost any taxes. It was really easy to start from the student. Really, this was really good. But I think at this moment, I don't know if we already also have that kind of potential. I cannot say. But like 11 years ago, the Slovenia have like a student company, and you pay just 20 euros per month to have a student company. And it was good because you can work legal with invoices and everything, and you don't have any extra costs. Otherwise, I can say that I didn't have any feeling that it is different because I'm a woman. Many times our like potential clients said that it is really, they like us because we are like woman power team. And okay, maybe one like question, it was a few years ago, they asked us, we published some picture of our team, and they asked us if we are like model agency, and I say no, we are consulting company. But I can say that yeah, this was like really like, yeah, not a good question. But I could say that because I start really young, that maybe they don't trust me because of my ages, not because I'm like the gender. Because I was like 26, and they say, okay, how I could trust you because you are so young, not because you're like a woman. And the first year of my entrepreneurship, it was really important that I included myself. It was really like expensive also for me when I started. Like I pay 3,000 euros to be a part of a network with other young entrepreneurs. And we got like the older mentors who help us for a whole year. And it is interesting because this community is now, I'm now the mentor to others. I started there like, yeah, to be a young entrepreneur, and now I'm the mentor every year to some other young entrepreneurs. And I would like to say it is really good to get experience with older entrepreneurship. That you get like you just ask for advice, and they're really open, and they want to help you. And if you're open to hear this advice, you can also grow faster with your company. And I think this is also like really important ecosystem, which is already like in Slovenia last 10 years, I can say, which is growing and growing. And at this moment, that kind of entrepreneurship network also is co-financed by EU. So I think now this is really cheaper. It is for free but 10 years ago, we must pay for that kind of network. So maybe this wasn't so good, but it was really good investment because it was like the top of management in Slovenia, and the big companies was there. So it was also meaning that if you were the partner, not the partner, if you are like learning in this network, you will get a big possibilities to get big clients there, because they were really like the most Sandy Češko is really known like the person who was the richest person in Slovenia, and he was the mentor there, and he is also our client from this like the last 10 years. And they trust in young entrepreneur to give them also the business, because it is really hard when you start and you have like 1 year company, and it is really hard to get so big references. Otherwise, it is also important that I get like in my earliest year some interest, some contact with some interesting women, and they help me with they like open me some doors, and I can say that they're still with me nowadays, and I can say that women can empower other women also. Yeah.
Thank you, Christina. Really, it is a good point you underlined. Yes, maybe not because of male or female, but because of the another discrimination, because of the age discrimination you were mentioned, and also the having a great network will be also important. Thank you very much. And Merve, what's your point from Turkey? Tell me.
Actually, today I read news on paper that says only 1 in 5 businesses run by females on United Kingdom. In Turkey, in my hometown, it's so much more lower. This ratio is so much more lower. I sadly say that because many women discourage from running a company due to the difficulties of childcare, houseworks. In Turkey, women are very important for these responsibilities. However, for my situation, the same cannot be applied. You know, I'm a student, so the main obstacle I am facing is just, or the student entrepreneurs, number of student entrepreneurs is so much more lower because students are only focusing on the classes, class notes, or how to increase the notes, or how to get much more educated, etc. However, in my opinion, students do not have to be focusing on only lectures. They just need to change their perspectives. They just need to, I know it's the most important thing for their age. However, they can't see the main problem rather than physics or maths. The main problem is just out there. So if I would think that I should be focusing on my grades, I need to get my high grades, so I wouldn't start a business. That's why students need to be more comfortable to get out the friend zone. Another obstacle may be my family support. You know, in Turkey, the families are much more conservative than maybe in other countries. I haven't seen a family more conservative than in Turkish family, because my family just want me to get paid monthly, regularly. They just don't want you to take risk, so that your life could be so much more comfortable. However, I don't agree with this. So I beat this obstacle. Maybe the mentors I'm working with, they are supporting me, were generally males. Actually, it will be so much more better for me to work with a female mentor, actually, to inspire me, or to actually let me get hired, and to beat me, to help me beat the obstacles of being a woman, etc. And actually, those are my point of views. So I can't say that also I don't have a children, or I don't have any houseworks, etc. I just talk about the age. I can just talk about the mentorships, etc.
Thank you, Merve. Really, you underlined the prioritizing for students not on or not the only the lectures, but giving a balance to the life over there. And again, yeah, as Christina did, you give us the mentors for inspiration, I couldn't say it. Okay, inspiration, and it is also important. Thank you very much. And now we will move to Mary Rose. Just tell us what's the difficulties which you carried, which you just tackled in your country.
Yes, unfortunately, there's very limited data regarding women entrepreneurs, and I know this because I am the executive coordinator of the foundation, and we've been asking for this data. The employment rate, the women's employment rate has increased this past 6 years, but I have in front of me the Eurostat statistics. And in 2018, the rate of women in employment, not female entrepreneurs now, was 57.6%, which is very low compared to the European Union and compared as well to the men in employment in Malta, which is 80.1%. Now, out of those 57.6%, only 8.3% are self-employed. So I think like a day to day, we stop. We think we have come far, but we have a very, very long way ahead. As Merve said, I could relate as well. In Malta, I think it's maybe the tradition, the climate. They do not encourage, even from when they are students, because I believe that entrepreneurship should be taught on the first year of school. So here they don't encourage you to be an entrepreneur. They encourage you, to find a comfortable job with the government or and for the same reasons that you have said, because it's a risk. If you're an entrepreneur, it's a risk. But I believe that it's a risk worth taking. And I also know that it's never a perfect time to start because life is never perfect. So sometimes there is a window of opportunity and you need to take it. You need to say, this is it. And I'm sure that Michelle will agree with me, but in USA, they say that you have to fail at least 3 times to become a good entrepreneur. In Malta, you are not even allowed to fail 1 time because if you fail 1 time, you've had it. So that's where I believe that there should be the mentors, there should be women organizations that help these startups, especially the young ones, not to put all their eggs in one basket, to take risks, but to take calculated risks. But yes, go for it because I would rather, start up my business, have my dream and fail than you are 50, 60 years old and you keep saying, what if? The what if, it's not good, So I really encourage. I started my company 2 years ago. I was 55 and everybody was telling me, you should be thinking of retirement. You should be thinking of stopping. Why? You had a very, very good salary. You had a very good job. But I said, it's time. I wanted to do it. I wanted to help other women and I wanted to give something back. But yes, I think culture and tradition works a very big part. In fact, in Malta, at the end of this month, we are going to have general elections. And we are trying to encourage more women to go for public life. Because again, we have a parliament at the moment of 69 parliamentarians and only 6 women. So, it's a very big problem. And the issues when we speak to these women, most of them, they are afraid because they will fail. Childcare facilities, because they were expensive, they say it's not worth the while, family commitments. And some women are now in between. They have to take care of elderly parents and they still have to take care of their children. So they are in the middle, and with a lot of commitments, they tell you, I do not have the time or the energy to start my own business. but we are there. I invite everyone that if not everybody was born to be an entrepreneur, but if you feel it, if you have the gut feeling that you would like to do it, try it, go for it, because it gives you a very big satisfaction. I always say that starting up your own company is like having a baby. You nurture it, you know, you work hard, you don't sleep at night, but the satisfaction is great, and it gives you great flexibility. In fact, especially now, because we do a lot of training online, actually, I can work from wherever I want in Europe. I don't even have to be in Malta, for example. I've been giving courses and doing mentoring online. So this have opened up as well a lot of opportunities. So, you know, maybe something good came out of the pandemic, that it pushed us to use technology more, you know. So, but we still in Malta, we still have a long way to go. For example, to compare ourselves with Austria, the Nordic countries, you know, where there is a culture. Until a few decades ago in Malta, if a woman got married, automatically she stopped working. And unfortunately, every year we have more women graduates than men. And we are losing these graduates 6, 7 years down the line because they get married, they stop, and they lose the momentum then. So
Thank you, Mary Rose. You are when you are defining Malta, suddenly I'm feeling that you are defining Turkey as well. Isn't it interesting? Merve, I just heard that these
very
words.
similar.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Actually, yes, you also underlined the mentorship and women organizations, backup organizations, and calculated risks. You mentioned it is nice to hear that, and culture and tradition again, obstacles, and you underlined as well. And then actually, I want to hear that your advices for the right now for our audiences. What's your advices if they want to be an entrepreneur, if they want to give a shot? What's your advices to them? You wish you didn't do that, or you wish you do that. What's your advices? Can we just start again with Michelle?
Yes, I was giving this question some thought, and there's kind of two different directions. I think there's the psychological direction and the practical direction. So psychologically, I think it's very important that an entrepreneur that an entrepreneur knows why why she's doing this. What is her greater purpose? So the what is he? Business advisor Simon Sinek talks about the why. And I think this is fascinating. It's like the greater purpose. And so in my case, for example, it took over a year to figure out what this why would be for my business before I founded my business. And for me, it's to create effective connection, meaningful connection between people worldwide. And this happens very often in the English language, like we're experiencing today. Um, and so by creating this why, then I know when I have bumps in the road or when things are hard, I can come back to this higher purpose. So this is the psychological level. And then the practical level, I would say look for opportunities online or locally in your city or in your community where entrepreneurs are being supported. And I know, for example, in my city, in Graz, there's so many opportunities. And to be honest, most of the opportunities are free, whether it's from the Chamber of Commerce or from the city or from different financial grant institutions like the SFG. It's at the event today. And these are amazing opportunities to get coached and have these mentors, as we're talking about. And then as a really practical solution, I would suggest automating our steps. So finding out how can we, once we've really gotten into the business, how can we make things run for us? And I would be curious what other solutions, yes, each of my colleagues here today have regarding automation specifically. I, for example, have a scheduling tool, and it's made my life so much easier. I'm literally saving about 8 hours a week with scheduling appointments with different people. It sounds silly, but it's changed my life. So this has been really nice.
Thank you, Michelle. It's really illuminating, and it is giving us clear the practical and benefits. And now, yes, Christina, what's your suggestions for our audience?
I'm more like a selling person, so my advice will be in this part, how to sell like your service or product. And I would like to start that many times you can have a brilliant solution or brilliant idea, but if nobody don't need this on the market, you don't have a company. So it is really important that you know how you will help your customer with your product or service. What is their pain and what is your solution for this pain? It is interesting. After 11 years, I many times when I have meetings with my clients, I write also in my when I'm writing about the meetings, I write that their pain is my solution for them is, and this is really like my mantra, I can say, when we're selling our services. Another step is like who is our customer, or if I can say in our case, like in our practice case, our customers are like companies or research organization, and in companies it's really important also who is decision makers, who in this company will buy our service. In our cases, there is like director or owner of the company. Like in the research organization, this can be like head team of researchers. And this is also important from my side to who I must start talking about our product, that I will sell my product or service. And I think this is really important when you start looking for the customers, and also good price. We must be like we're on the market, and there's also competitors. We must know them, and we must have. I would like to say not to have a lower price, because they start with like a new company, but maybe to make the good price, just maybe sometimes to get also some clients and references. And also which marketing channel are interesting for us. Now it is really good because we are so online. We can have meetings online through whole Europe or world, and it is much easier and cheaper to get also clients to another continent. And I think this will be really short from my side. What can be like, yeah, some tips. Yeah.
Thank you. Really, actually, you mentioned check the need and make your plan, something like that you mentioned. Thank you very much. Yes, Merve, what's your suggestions for our audience?
I guess Misha has something to say. I give my word to her first. Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle, sorry.
Thank you so much, Merve. I just wanted to respond to Christina that it's been my experience that women very often underprice themselves.
Yeah. Oh, and this is really good. Yeah.
I wanted to just on that topic mention that it's really important to do a market analysis to find out what the typical prices are in whatever industry it is you're working. Yeah, sometimes I'm shocked to find out the prices of even my competitors. They're similar people like me, very much lower than what I'm charging, but my clients are paying what I charge. And so this means they're far too low. Some people might argue that I'm far too low compared to the next step up. So it's interesting. It's something to think about in any case. Thanks.
Really good. Yeah. Thank you.
thank you, Michelle. You're right. We need to just look at and then make our decisions. And yes, Merve, what do you think?
Actually, my suggestion is to young ladies to encourage them. I think that there is no evidence that female-led companies can perform worse than male-led companies. Indeed, a great many of studies say that female-led companies can do more profits than maybe male-led companies. Actually, gender equity gap is something I face too in my country or according to my age. But I believe in myself. I believe in my work. So I encourage myself to be more successful in order to show them, prove that the woman, especially at young age, can do more. Um, Also, I can say that the age actually doesn't matter. Of course, I can say that the old age cannot be disadvantageous. However, if you're at your young age, this could be a bit advantageous because you have time to do actually work for more, as you can focus on your work so much more carefully actually, because you don't have to worry about any children or any as I said, housework, etc. And later on, you need to find something missing, actually, some problem. If your problem if your problem is huge, then your solution is so much more important, actually. According to your professional area, the students or the young ladies need to find the missing points. And for my point of view, again, the key parameter here is the female internship is the time you enter the market, especially if you are working on energy sector as I do. The energy sector always change its target according to the governmental issues or any other hot topics, etc. Energy is something quite crucial, I know, and the topics should be increased and should be awareness should be increased too. However, the time you are entering the market is quite important, so that you can stay on the area, you can stay on the market as long as you enter the market on the right time. Um, the entrepreneurs should plan their profits or their time to enter the market so that they can make so much more profits. I have no more advices.
Thank you, Merve. It's really valuable, and you mentioned the right time, right market, right problem, and go for it. Thank you very much. And yes, Mary Rose, what's your you mentioned a few of them. I know that already.
Yes.
Would you like to add something more?
Yes, I was asked this question many times by many people, and I always say I mention three things.
Yeah.
A good business plan, which you make a living document. So this business plan, you will evolve as your business grows. The second one is passion, because without passion, if you don't have passion for the thing you are doing, the product you are selling, you could have the best in the. And the third one, which I think is very, very underrated, it's networking. Networking is so important. And especially for me, coming from such a small island. I come from an island of 500,000 people, but my market is 500 million because I am a new citizen. So networking, not just on a local level, but on a European level is very, very important. I am through affiliation of my organizations. I also sit on the Feminist Economic Committee in the European Women's Lobby in Brussels. And I'm also a member of the AFAM, which is the Association of Businesswomen in Barcelona. And through these umbrella organizations, you get to meet all these wonderful businesswomen, and business takes place. Believe me, business takes place. Um, um, these past 2 years, obviously, we had to meet online because of COVID, but usually we have like info days and business week, the SME week, where we have a lot of networking. But usually it is not what you know, but it's who you know, because the people Even here now, getting to know you, I'm already, my mind is already like, I need to speak to Michelle about something, and Christine about something else, and Merve about something else. So I think networking, and some women are afraid, because they are afraid that somebody is going to tell them something. But I think we're all on the same boat, and we should communicate more with each other, because most of what we do is complementary to each other. Because sometimes you might meet someone and you say, but she does something completely different than me, but that could be complementary to your business. So you can still offer your service or your product or whatever. But believe in what you do and have the passion, because it will show. Even when you're talking about your career, about your business, if you are passionate about it, people will gravitate towards it, but if you are very, very mechanical and very clinical about it, it will show, and people will gravitate to your passion. So those would be the three things: a business plan, passion, and networking.
Thank you very much, Mary Rose. Michelle would like to add something, I guess. She just raised her hand. Thank you.
If I may, I agree with you completely, Mary Rose, that the networking is key. A challenge that I have found with this is this idea of competition within the network. And so, for example, in my industry, doing what I'm doing with English coaching and training, there are thousands of us, and I know this. And so I follow exactly what Mary Rose is talking about with passion, that I have passion and curiosity for specific areas, and my colleagues in the industry also have passion for their areas. And there's enough work for all of us. And so I can pass along some jobs to these contacts I have, or they pass to me different things. And so it's kind of nice when you can somehow leave the competition at the door and then enter into the networking with curiosity for these other people, and amazing things can happen.
Thank you, Michelle. Really, you are complimentary with this idea. So a good business plan is everything. Everybody said actually that one first, and then passion and believing yourself is the second one, and then Mary Rose already declared that networking. Everybody already mentioned networking, because as a men's club, we need to a little bit create the women's club as well. Somehow we need to support each other. We need to learn to support each other. And then actually I want to ask you about how did you have any survival, any risky times, for example, COVID-19, did it affect your business, and how you survive? If you had tough era, how did you survive it? Maybe it will be also good information for our audience, for if they want to create something, at least they need to know how to survive in the bad situations or in risky times. Yes, Michelle.
In my case, I had the goal of doing online trainings in the next few years. It was a plan, but I was thinking that it would require so much training and so much know-how. And then within a couple of days, everything moved online. And in fact, it was an amazing time of pivot for my business. And now I'm still doing everything online. And it's incredible, because just as Mary Rose was mentioning, it I went from like the community within Graz and the companies located here to all of Europe. And so there's no borders to the internet. And so even within companies that are based here in Austria, I'm working with their employees who are based throughout Europe. And I have some different projects in the works with this new mindset of reaching the world instead of just the physical location where I'm at. Um, yes, so COVID was an amazing time of pivot. Personally, it was also a big challenging time as far as setting some sort of boundaries, because suddenly the home office was in my home. And so I was very thankful to create a workspace in my home. And so this is work. When I'm in this room right here at this desk, then I'm at work. And so if that is possible, I know that this is a very privileged situation to have an office space, but I would highly recommend this for future entrepreneurs to somehow set a line between those two worlds. Thanks.
Thank you, Michelle. It is really giving nice advice to us as well. And Christina, what's your how we will tackle if we have risky situations?
Yeah, we already have. So it was really difficult. Yeah, when we start, we just working on national calls in Slovenia. And after like, I think 2 or 3 years, it was the period which were closed. It was like every 7 years is new period. And it takes almost 1 year that our country starts with new calls. So it was really like, it was like somebody say 1 year you cannot work anything, or we don't have any calls. And because of that, we start thinking, okay, what we can do, where there's some other opportunities. And we start working on international calls. This meant like Horizon 2020. And it was also like Sebastian called me some days, I think, and he, not this Gianni called us, and they say, okay, I would like to come with Erasmus program, like Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurship, to come to your place, to Slovenia. And I say, okay, we just work on national calls. I don't know what you will work in Slovenia with us. You don't speak Slovenian language. And he said, okay, I know something about Horizon program. I will be with you. We can learn something. And after like, we didn't have any money. We didn't have money to give the regular salary to our employees. It was really hard. And he wanted to stay in our country, in Slovenia, because of the girl. And I say, okay, Johnny, if you want to stay with us, we must have something to work, because I don't have money anymore to our employee. What about you? And then call us from Novartis, and they say, okay, if we can prepare some project under Horizon Europe. And I say, okay, Gianni, here's project maybe for you. I don't know anything about that. I give you like free hands. Just go. I can go together with you on like selling meetings, and we won 10 million euros for them. And it was really like the first like big project. And also like they call us from our ministry in Slovenia, and they said that kind of project it is not possible to get in Slovenia. And it was really like the money we get from this project, it was for surviving our company. Yeah, and we start to work on Horizon program with that. And then after that, we get the ACIP, like from Graz, Austrian Center for Biopharmaceutical, and we won with them like Marie Curie program. And then after that, they call us from Baku, and it was like, from one project to another. And it is like step by step. And it was really hard, because you don't have like nothing, you don't have money, but you have employees. And but I think, I know if we are like healthy, and if we have support of our family, everything is okay. The money is not everything what you need. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Christina. You really give us an incredible story, not just story, but of course it is a living scene. And it is important because you shared the crisis can also be an opportunity with us. Thank you very much. And Merve, we know in Turkey right now the economic situation is getting worse and worse. And what's your suggestions in this crisis for the female entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship?
Actually, my situation is kind of similar with Christina. Some crisis makes you stronger, and so I can say that the COVID-19, or I haven't faced any risks, actually, a huge risk. I am at the early stage of this farmers or entrepreneurship, etc. However, I can say that the COVID-19 maybe affected my networking actually. In the early stage of an entrepreneurship, you really need this networking. Since we are at homes or we couldn't make any meetings, etc., we are actually moved forward to online platforms, Zooms, etc., or the Microsoft Teams, etc. And actually, this was something negative for us. However, as Christine also stated that these sicknesses or climate crises are just because of the using the fossil fuels, and I'm helping the production of hydrogen, which is an alternative fuel to fossil fuels. So it was kind of good thing for me. I'm so sorry for that, but they made us so much more aware about this subject or the today's sicknesses or these negative impacts on the climate, earth, etc. So that my work was just positively affected due to this negative impact.
Thank you very much, Merve. So you are saying crisis can make us stronger as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yes, Mary Rose, what's your findings when we have a crisis as an entrepreneur? What we will do?
I believe that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, actually. And my experience was very similar to Michelle. I opened my company in December 2020, and in March 2021, there was the first lockdown. After the first week, when I realized that this is going to take more than a week, I I panicked, but then I said, I mean, there must be something that we could do. And we really actually migrated everything online. And within a month, we were sort of fully working remotely. I remember we spent days recording our training, our courses. At first, like the first course took forever, and but then you get used to it, and you get used to talking to a camera and not real people. In fact, I still love talking to real people, but it worked. And I literally had time because obviously I stopped traveling at that time, and I had time to sit down and write projects. And I really did like 3 months focused in my office as well. I have my office now at home, and it was good because then for the next deadline for the Erasmus Plus, we managed to get 15 projects. So that was for us, a very good turnout. And if it wasn't for COVID and restrictions, I would never have had the time because I've always traveled a lot, and that's how it happened. The government here in Malta, to give them their due, they helped. They gave supplements to companies, and they gave subsidy on rents and water and electricity. But obviously, you have to be proactive yourself. You cannot rely on the government handouts because they were, I mean, they weren't a lot, but at least they help you survive. And in the meantime, we were paving our road, to more projects and putting our training online, which now is good because we have whole entrepreneurship courses online, so people can view it as well remotely, even because before I used to have to be there in presence, and now they are there, they're recorded, and people can do them in their own time. So that was the good that happened in COVID. And we stopped and thought, but within a month, it took us maybe not even 4 weeks to turn everything around. And I think the secret of being successful in any business is to be flexible, because if you're not flexible, you keep thinking and thinking and overthinking, and things do not get done. But we said, this is the situation. We had like a meeting. We are all women in my company as well, 100% female company. And we said, listen, what are we going to do? We have to do something. And we regrouped, and we came up with these ideas that to put our courses online, to record them, to write new projects, especially keeping in mind the situation. So we're helping women, motivating them and reskilling them, because obviously Malta, half of the jobs relay to tourism, indirectly or indirectly, because we rely a lot on tourism. And of course, for these past 2 years, tourism was not coming because of the lockdown. So we've had people who've worked in the hotel industry, for example, for 30 years, and they don't know and they don't want to do anything else. So it was a big job to motivate them, to tell them, listen, this happened, but at least you can reskill yourself, you can get digital skills. We've even had guides, tourist guides, that they started doing virtual tours online. So someone, for example, is in Austria, the tourist guide is in Malta, and she's doing a tourist guide of Malta virtually, which was fantastic to see. And when you know, and the satisfaction that she's still doing her job, but in a different way, it's always good to think out of the box. So we've helped people like that, to migrate online as well. So overall, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased that despite everything, despite COVID, that we're still here, we're going strong, and hopefully the next year is looking a bit brighter. So I'm very, very happy.
Thank you, Mary Rose. Really, it's a good advice, being flexible and write down your or reschedule everything, or adapt to everything. Yes, thank you very much. And actually, I didn't ask my audience. Yes, Sabine, I didn't read if they wrote something, but.
No, no. The audience was really quiet. I think they were all fascinated and listening.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
since time
Amazed.
is up, more or less, I think we should do the closing now, and we will
Exactly.
record it anyway and put it online then.
Exactly.
So maybe one last statement from everybody, and then Huria, you do the closing.
Yes. Then, if there isn't any question, that means that it is crystal clear, as we are saying in the lecture. So thank you very much. And now, would you like to add something? All our discussions. Would you like to add last words, or would you like to add something? Yes, Michelle.
I would like to say that it's absolutely worth it to become an entrepreneur and to, as I mentioned before, to reflect on your why, so that when you hit these bumps, because they will come, that you have this inner strength and you know the reason, your big picture of why you're doing this, and to go for it, because there's so much wonderful support in the world that you as a future entrepreneur will be supported, and have some fun trying it out. It's a wonderful ride.
Thank you, Michelle. Would you like to say something, Christina, for last words?
Yeah, just maybe I think if you want to be like independent, you shouldn't not be to be afraid and choose option to be entrepreneur. Maybe also about the woman, because many times they say, okay, how I would like to have a kids, and I have 3 of them. So it is also possible to have family and larger family, and also a successful company. So, but it is really important how is your partner and your family who are supporting you.
Thank you, Christina. And Merve, would you like to add your last words?
Yeah, I can say that totally the passionate is everything and all the things you need. I have it so I can continue my company or my achievements, etc. And also, entrepreneurship is just a way to do whatever you want, whenever you want, actually. So I strongly suggest you to be an entrepreneur, especially the female. I thank you all.
Thank you, Merve. And Marie Rose, would you like to add last words?
Yes, I would like to say to encourage anyone who is thinking about it, just now stop thinking and try to do it, because it will give you a lot of satisfaction. Help is there. And as I said, I really believe in networking. I just dropped my email address in the chat. So please, any one of you who is hearing or the panelists, contact me. I'm sure, we can do an informal chat and see where we can collaborate together. And even if someone is looking for a mentor, I've been doing this for 20 years and now I'm doing it online. So please drop me a line and I would be very, very happy. If it was for me, I would like all women to become entrepreneurs, but I know that's not possible. But at least the ones, who feel the passion for it, please don't go for it. Just go for it.
Thank you very much, all of you, with these encouraging words and just pushing us. Now, I want to be entrepreneur as well after hearing these nice words. And Sabine, would you like to add and thank you?
Yeah, well, just thank you all. And what I heard from all of you, you have taken those 2 rather difficult years of COVID and transformed it into something positive, being online, not traveling so much, being very effective, what I heard from Merve, and also your passion and like the greater purpose that what was Michelle was talking about, or Christina when she said know your competitors, and you offer a solution for people. So this is also some kind of caring aspect. I think we should, because I'm thinking more about what is normal? Is it now, are we going back to the normal like it was before, or are we creating some new normal? And I think we, especially as women, where we are thinking of our children and families, and we want to offer solutions, maybe we can create something new, a new normal. So it's not like just working 24 hours a day and I don't care about the rest until I'm retired or rather dead because of a heart attack, but maybe really some work-life balance that gives us all more. So that's just what I want to add. But
Sabine had difficulties, I guess, and thank you very much. Really, it is much more than we wish, and then thank you for being open and ready to share your ideas and everything, your sincere thoughts. Thank you very much, and so happy to have this 8th March event just as needed. Thank you very much, and thank you. Yes, I can applaud all of you. Thank you very much.
Yes. And thank you, Hürriye, for your moderating. You did a lovely job. Thank you so much for summarizing all of our thoughts all together.
Thank you, Michelle. I love being a female, and I love to work with that, like a passion, as you said, as you mentioned, and it is important. Thank you very much, and I hope in the future we will cross our roads in somewhere in Europe. I believe so. Thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you very much for participating.
You too. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.